All right, here we are in Hundsford. Here I'm standing at the front door. So the first thing I notice is that the wood floor, is a little bit beat up right here where there's signs of wear. And this is not the original wood floor in here. So the original wood floor appears to be in a little bit better condition. This one is a little bit beat up. So just there's some stuff like that kind of throughout. So not a deal breaker, just letting you know. And you walk into what is like mudroom coat closet situation here. Very nice. It looks cool. There's the staircase. We'll do the downstairs first. So to the left of the front door is this beautiful living room right here. It's good sized. Definitely have room for a big couch or chairs or whatever. Here is the dining space. It's got a pretty bay window. This is a pretty long table. It's probably a 6-foot table. You could fit a little bit more if you need a bigger table. You can see there's chair rail, crown molding. And then this dining area opens to the kitchen here, or the kitchen opens to the dining area, depending on how you look at it. There's a back patio here outside this door. This is an older door, but it's an Anderson door. These last forever. My in-laws have a bunch in their house. These doors will live longer than we will. But there's this patio out here. And the yard is definitely sloped, but there is, room for the kids to play or things like that. So we'll take a look at the kitchen here. I don't know that you could really put a stool here. Maybe, depending on how often you use the door, but you could put a little stool there for sure. And then here, and it looks like this might be a cabinet back here, access to that blind corner in the front, which is nice. So there is an overhang. You could fit a third stool there if you wanted to. Here's the kitchen, very nice. The cabinets go to the ceiling, which is nice to see. Fridge, and over there. And then lots of drawers. These look like IKEA cabinets. Oh, they are, yes, which are awesome. They have beautiful hinges and door slides, and they're very, very nice. So, yeah, you have lots of cabinets, electric range, under cabinet lighting, which is nice. So, and then that's probably the door to the basement. Yep. So we'll check that out shortly. Otherwise here we have a family room. Love the shutters on the window. This one has some of the original beams, which they've kind of put trim around, which is kind of a neat look. But the original beams are there. Brick facade. Very nice. So these are the original hardwoods. And then through here, we have a powder room, guest bathroom right here. Very small, but it's got all you need. Toilet and a sink. Through here, looks like a mud room. Let's see. Yeah, washer, dryer. And then some cabinets up here. I'm assuming this goes to the garage, but let's take a look. Yes, so out here in the garage. So it does have the 1-car garage width. It does go back pretty far. You do have the bump out for where the fireplace is and everything, but otherwise it goes back pretty far here, and it looks like you have some extra cabinets. These were probably the original kitchen cabinets they put into this back space here, and an extra fridge. So good amount of space back there. Okay, let's go. So there's the powder room, kitchen. Let's get the downstairs real quick. Let's see what's down there. All right, so this door, a lot of the house has been repainted. This door, not so much, but that's an easy fix. Here we have some older carpet for sure. It doesn't smell. I don't smell anything, but it is definitely older carpet, and there are a fair amount of spots on it. So, and that's not me being critical. That's just me trying to be your eyes while you're not here. So there is a projector, it looks like, that will come with the house. They have an IKEA shelf in there. Just a little closet here. And then the screen set up, and this really cool Death Star. So let's see, there is a bathroom down here, a full bath, very nice. Yeah, it's kind of gross in there, not like super gross. You could probably hit it with some bleach, but this is probably a bathroom that didn't get used a lot, and then just kind of water sits there, but here we go. There is an exhaust. Here's another little mini closet with the electrical panel, so you wouldn't want to block that, but you could put some stuff down there if you wanted to. There is a light bulb there. And this basement does have nicely finished ceilings and recessed lighting, so that's nice. And then here is another kind of utility space. There's underneath the stairs. Looks like they have extra tile. And then here's the furnace. And then you could, put some extra storage back here just to kind of offset that one car garage. There's some paint. This over here. So let's see. Yeah, there's no obvious year on that one. But it looks fine. The water heater looks fine. The furnace is clean. Everything looks well kept. That's what the inspection is for, certainly, but they look fine from here. The ducts were installed in 1995, but that's not super helpful. But there we go. So let's walk around the rest of the basement here. All right, so we came down the stairs. To the left was the theater room. To the right is this other nice space right here. They have, set up as like a family room area. And then through here is what we'd call a not to code bedroom. So this is a room. It could not be used as a bedroom legally or even prudently, since there's no escape in case of fire. But it is a great workout room or home office or a kids' playroom or something like that. So it's very nice down here. You'd want to get new carpet at some point, but it's fine. It's livable. I think a vacuum would help too. Some of it's kind of stains, but a lot of it's just stuff on the carpet from people walking through here all day. So one squeak in the stair there, but no big deal. All right, so we'll go through this front living room here, take another look around. The shutters are very cool. It's a very nice touch. And there's that other living room. So this is the colonial layout. And we'll head up the stairs here. And these are wood stairs. And then this switches back to that same carpet that's in the basement. So it does look a little bit nicer up here. I would say this carpet's a little newer than the carpet in the basement, if I had to take a guess. This is the primary here. You have the nice 2 windows. There's kind of like a little alcove there. It does have crown molding, overhead lighting. Feels very nice. This is a king size bed. So you have plenty of room for a king size bed, and you'd have room to put a dresser over there, or if it was skinny, maybe here. But you might not need a king size dresser because you have a beautiful closet. So this is a very nice closet storage system built into it. There is a door, which is nice, and a light. So there's your closet. Here is the primary bathroom. All right, so we have double vanity. Very nice. There is a medicine cabinet here, towels, cute light fixtures. This little cabinet's super cute. This is probably like a cultured marble. Ceramic tile on the floor, very nice. They had extra of this tile downstairs, so it was probably done recently. Nice little light there if you wanted to have some natural light. And the shower is tiled with the same tile as the floor, so it's very calm on the eyes. This is a very nice bathroom. There's a lot of space in here. This is a big bathroom for an old house. So there's definitely room for 2 of you to get ready together at the same time, which is not always the case. So, all right. So the primary is to the right of the stairs. So now we'll go to the left of the stairs. Here's one of the first guest bedrooms. Got a ceiling fan. Nice light coming in. Closet. So these have the bifold doors. This paint in here looks pretty good. It's been painted recently. You could take down the skyline sticker, but the paint's in pretty good condition. This is kind of like a beige, not like the sad beige. It's kind of like a yellow. It looks a little yellow up here. I think it's probably more beige. Here is a hallway bath. So small vanity, but you do have a decent amount of space in here. A nice window. This shower was tiled with the same tile that was in the primary. So looks great. Nice big linen closet, I bet. Yes, nice big linen closet. All right, here's another bedroom over here. This one's a little smaller, but it's definitely fine for a kid's bedroom. You could fit a twin or a full bed in here with no problem. Maybe queen would probably be pushing it, but a full would be fine. Nice closet. And it does have a light. So some of these houses don't have overhead lighting, so this is really nice. And then this is a larger bedroom with the 2 closets, which is nice. And then the paint in here is in a little bit rougher shape. This room would need to be repainted at some point. But the carpet looks pretty good. Okay, there we go. All right, here's the backyard. So you can see here, try and take a look at the siding. This siding's probably a little bit older than some of the other ones we've seen today. You know, Jennifer's asking about the roof. I am not a roofing.
I can see some.
Yeah, I know a lot about siding and flooring, not as much about roofs.
Yeah, there's some.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. It's the architectural shingles, those last a little bit longer. That's part of the inspection, of course. But the siding, this siding is older than the last house we looked at for sure. It doesn't look bent up. But yeah, so that's a downspout drain they have right there. The inspector is definitely going to tell you to move that because it ends at the foundation of the house. So he's going to tell you to have it come out this way. So just get ready for that. But that's not a big deal.
This has to come this way. But...
Okay, so the gate is slightly more of a problem.
I can't get it.
Okay.
You might be able to get it.
Well, probably not. If you can't get it, I don't know why I'd be able to get it. Whoa.
No, it has to come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we're not going to go in the backyard because I don't want to break the gate. But I'll climb the fence a little bit. So here we go. It's nice. None of your neighbors have any trash in the backyard. So that's nice.
Yeah.
There is an extra ladder back there. You have some privacy with the privacy fence. Yeah, it looks pretty good.